As you mentioned yesterday, Jill, it puts the two best players most likely playing the first singles match. So the top singles player, the one that you want to play two singles if need be, the ace in the hole, they're sitting out the doubles and they're waiting for the first match out, and then it's a question of if you get to the fifth or if you finish it in the fourth.
Yeah, so it's a different thinking for the coaches to decide. Do they stick with an established pair, or do they put, and it could be your best player that plays doubles, or do you play them for two singles?
You know, yesterday with England versus Brazil was quite exciting, and you know, Liam Pitchford right now has been carrying a lot of weight, playing very well. I know the English boys are playing the Chinese boys later on today, so that'll be quite exciting. But with the semifinals, it's only the most exciting matches left. This is a best-of-5 game. First team to win 3. Korea DPR to serve.
Love 1.
The first point goes to the Japanese pair. 17 years old apiece. Miu Hirano, the Asian champion of 2017, sitting next to Kasumi Ishikawa, world rank number 4 currently. Nice timing here from Hayata. You know, Hina Hayata, as we talked about, Jill, was the only one yesterday to lose a match versus Singapore, and that was against Yu Meng Yu. But she also played very tight against Ju Yu Ling in Astana at the World Tour Grand Finals of last year.
Yeah, she's a good young player. And you know, I watched her in training as well, and she puts so much effort in, as do all the players, but always has a group of coaches and trainers around her as well, nutritionists to look after her.
1-3.
So in terms of equipment, for those of you a little bit newer to table tennis, I actually was asked this morning, does the racket make that much of a difference? And this is an extremely common question for non-competitive players. The answer is absolutely. And at this level, you've got hipped rubber, little dots on the backhand side. For Mima Ito, the right-handed player in bright green from Japan. And also, pips or pimples, as we say in England, for Kim Nam-hae's backhand. This will change the rhythm a lot, a little bit flatter shots. Less variation, I'd say less rotation on the spin, maybe more variation in the style. That's one of the things for me that makes Mima Ito so dangerous. Her forehand, she can play very flat, she can play it spinning, and even the same with her short pips backhand.
It's just that different pace coming through all the time for the different strokes, and obviously the opponent's got to look out for that. We say for the short pimples, it comes through quite flat. With the reverse rubber, can spin up and be a bit more top spin on it.
There's one of those flat shots, very low to the net, just a dart of a shot, a bullet backhand. Mima Ito's quite small, she's the smallest player out there, but she plays the short game over the table very well.
You've got very quick footwork.
7-3.
You know, it's funny, talking to her in the training hall, I think it was yesterday, she said, I've got Fan Zhendong's quads, Fan Zhendong's legs. I wish I had his backhand. Not too far off, though. I mean, she's playing some incredibly fast, wristy shots.
8-3.
And she is a natural athlete. In Australia last year, we were out on, I guess in England we would say the football field, playing a bit of football, and I was the keeper, and first shot, upper V. No problem, right in between the crossbar and the post.
3-9.
So she obviously likes to play different sports.
Yeah, she's a natural athlete. I mean, she's quite gifted in what she does. Again, in the practice hall, I saw her lobbing, doing all sorts of new serves that I think we see her singles match today. We'll probably get to see some of those new serves come out. Ooh, break off the top of the net. Attempted Kim Nam-hae around the net shot. Do this one more time, a little break here. Takes a lot of pace off the ball. That's a tough one to roll. And the forehand flip, 11-3, absolute domination for Hina Hayata and Mima Ito to take the first game 11-3. Over Korea DPR's Kim Nam-hae and Cha Hyo-shim. Again, they're so steady, well-practiced. Jill, you said it. They've been practicing a lot of doubles.
Thank you.
Yes, and I think because we've had different formats in team event, sometimes there's been 3 players and no doubles, and then some team events you have to play doubles. So you've got to keep practicing in that format, and obviously they're a formidable pair.
Well, we will see what happens. They're going to be switching the order of receiver after this as they talk to their coaches in the corner for the Korea DPR women. They've got their coach Kim Jin-myung. And on the other side for Japan, it'll be Mika Baba, who's also a 7-time national champion. Love to see you guys play it out, Jill.
Was she good against defense?
It's a good question. Left-handed pen holder.
She probably was then.
Maybe. Shushin does pretty well. All right. Well, the players coming back here for game number 2. Again, every game matters even more in a best-of-5. The Japan pair in green leading 1-0.
Second game.
Let's see if this
Japan to
order of
serve.
play
Level.
favors the Korea DPR women more. I was a little bit surprised at that depth from the table that Hina Hayata was able to put that much pressure on the opponents. There was a short stroke there, a little bit more flat, not that big arcing, ripping backhand that she has.
1-1.
Good length on the serve. Looked like it was coming a little bit long, but because it was to the very corner of the table, leaves that obstacle for Mima Ito to worry about. After all, that is where Harimoto cut his hand open against Jun Mizutani in T2. Oh, edge of the table for Hina Hayata.
2-2.
The apologies all around. Very faint edge. That's the forehand we saw yesterday, Jill.
Yes, I think, but the Korea DPR know they've got to get in and attack the ball. I think they were a little bit passive in the first game.
Shot right to the heart there, a bullet to the body. Fans looking up to see themselves on the big screen here, but this ball, one more time, using the pips there. Nice change of pace. Mima Ito, no problem. That is the middle to the extreme. It's the perfect reaction of what happens. Watch, setup, ready for the backhand. Tries for forehand, no.
Straight into the body. That crossover position always difficult. But as you say, hitting it very flat.
When Mima Ito's percentages are like this, she plays such a high-risk game, and that's part of her strategy. I mean, these flatter shots in near the table, the timing, she's taking risks. She's just not missing much right now. And that's how she can beat Ding Ning in 2016, the Olympic qualification tournament in Hong Kong. Taking these high-risk shots, just making a high percentage.
5-3.
For a moment, it looked like their choles there was going to turn into a hug. They both turned the same way as they were celebrating. Jill, can we try that real quickly? Down the line here, parallel. Mima Ito's so versatile out there right now. Again, she just can't lose. That's how this match is starting. Love the way she sort of keeps the racket face open there to play it down the line instead of coming across the body.
Pick that up really well. Lovely shot there on the diagonal.
Chinese fans here coming from all over the world to see their celebrity players in the mix. Again, both the Chinese men and women are the teams to beat here.
5-6.
Despite the Japanese women being the top seeds. We will see again, it's the first team to win 3 matches. This one for me really could go either way, although Japan is the favorite to win.
7-5.
Long fast push into the baseline. Just changing pace and direction.
I was going to say I didn't know you spoke Hebrew. I was impressed. Long push. Good times, good times. Here we go. 2-point lead coming out of the second towel break. A lot of spin from Hina Hayata. That long stroke on that forehand. Tough to counter. It was against Ding Ning yesterday, right? Kim Nam-hae played so well. But we still haven't seen those aggressive shots coming out with the consistency that we saw against Ding Ning. But this is a much better touch shot with that backhand. Kim Nam-hae leaving it nice and short. It sets up that backhand. A little help off the top of the net from Cha. Quickly apologizing. 1 point game here, second serve.
Oh, lovely angle there. Good combination of strokes by the Japanese pair. Hayata spinning the ball up.
She used the Chiquita there in the beginning on the receive. A little bit of side spin to help get into the point from the start. So give me a second here. All right, now she's ready. Well, it was tough to see exactly what happened in that point. You could see that the Japanese women have taken it and are looking at 3 game points for a 2-0 lead over Korea DPR's women. Oh, forehand flip kill, very bold
lovely.
shot.
Lovely shot there. Read the spin on that serve really well.
It's not very high. You could see it crossing the net. Needs the length of the table there to play such an aggressive shot against such a low serve. But I think this is the type of boldness that needs to happen when you're facing 3 game points and you're down, nearly down 0-2. So right out of the third towel break, 2 serves if they can get through the first. Oh, Mima Ito is not having it. Not today. You can't get through her. 2-0, the Japanese women leading over Korea DPR. Very strong, aggressive play from the 17-year-olds in neon green out there, Jill.
Yeah, I think they're playing really well. And, you know, as we said before, they're an established pair. Right and left is always a favourable combination.
Although both sides have it, so could definitely be an even battle out here. Mima Ito, the timing, that ball had not grown to its full potential yet. It was just a baby when it was hit. Look at that. Coming down on top of it, not easy to do, especially. She's about 152 centimeters. I got that in centimeters for the world instead of feet and inches. But I had read online that she was even shorter, and she said, nope, I'm not 150, I'm 152. Scores on screen, 2-0. We'll be back for game 3 right after this.
Who is serving?
Back for game number 3. This could be the last game of the match if Korea DPR's women don't step up and do something about it, but they've got the serve to start. Game 3, love all.
1 love.
So a human moment here, Mima Ito missing a shot. Probably happened before in the match, I just can't remember when it did.
Yeah, she's human.
Right now she's showing a little bit more humanity than she did in the first 2 games. A little bit of compassion for Mima Ito. threatening play. Kim Nam-hae saves 2 in this point. From behind the table with the pip side of the racket. Imagine how difficult it is with such little spin on that back side of the racket. Deep off the table, punching it. And Hayata, very focused, wraps around to take the point.
Oh, lovely one down the line. Changing direction at the last minute. Little short stroke with a backhand. A lot of pace.